My presentation is on the Maya civilization. The Maya civilization began as early as 1800 BC. They grew significantly over the years. They are known well for their unique artistry, inscriptions on their buildings, their monuments, stone carvings, and their architecture. This is the evolution timeline of the Maya civilization. As you can see, the Olmec at 1200 to 1000 BC, early pre-classic Maya 1800 to 900 BC, middle pre-classic Maya 900 to 300 BC, late pre-classic Maya 300 BC to AD 250, early classic Maya AD 250 to 600, late classic Maya AD 600 to 900, post-classic Maya AD 900 to 1500, colonial period AD 1500 to 1800, independent Mexico AD 1821 to the present. The Maya people refer to both modern-day people who can be found all over the world now, as well as their ancestors who built an ancient civilization that stretched throughout much of Central America, one that reached its peak during the first millennium AD. The Maya civilization wasn't unified. It consisted of numerous small states ruled by kings. Sometimes a stronger Maya state would dominate a weaker state. The earliest Maya peoples were agricultural that grew crops such as corn, squash, beans, and cassava. During the pre-classic period, Maya farmers began to expand their presence both in the highland and lowland regions. This period also saw the rise of the first major Mesoamerican civilization known as the Olmecs. There are other Mesoamerican peoples such as the Zapotec, Totonac, Teotihuacan, and Aztec. The Maya derived a number of religious and cultural traits. The Maya peoples hunted with bows and arrows. They hunted animals such as deer, dogs, agouti, turkeys, and pecaries. The hunting was just a small part of their food source. Their main food source was from their crops and their farming. Their crops and farming, like, it just mostly was based on corn, squash, beans. The Maya peoples from the classic era built their temples and palaces in a step pyramid shape. And they decorated with their elaborate reliefs and inscriptions. The structures earned the Maya peoples their reputation as the great artists of Mesoamerica. As you can see, their art is very unique and original. And by the early 20th century, a small portion of their hieroglyph writing had been deciphered. More of their history and culture became known as the years went on in the early 20th century, but most of what people know comes from the remains of their architecture and art, which includes their stone carvings and inscriptions on their buildings and their monuments. The Maya people today number about 7 million from my research. They are the largest number of indigenous peoples north of Peru, and some of the largest Maya people groups reside in Mexico. Mesoamerican Maya indigenous peoples occupy a nearly continuous territory in southern Mexico, Guatemala, and northern Belize. About in the early 21st century, some 30 Mayan languages were spoken by more than 5 million people, most of whom were bilingual in Spanish. And the major world classes in Mayan languages include nouns, verbs, adjectives, positionals, and effect words. The Mayans developed the most elaborated and most widely attested writing system in the Americas starting at about 300 BC. And the Maya peoples today can be divided into linguistic and geographic grounds. Here is a timeline of their languages. I cannot pronounce some of these, but I thought it would be interesting that we could see like where it started and how far it's come. And these are pictures that I found interesting of their culture and of their people.